Alrighty then. I've been working on a series of hub page articles. Um, series? Yeah, series. Anyways, I wrote the second part. It's gonna probably be about 8 parts in total. And about 5 or 6 different treatments. So most of these I've tried. Some of them I haven't. The 6 that I talk about in the second part, just to go over briefly, and then I'll include a link below to the second part, first part, and also my Naturogenics website as well. Um, it's first one was hydrotherapy or castor oil treatment. Actually, it's technically I talk about castor oil, which is a specific hydrotherapy treatment, and it's basically what you do is when you go to bed at night, there's a few different ways of doing it, but the way that I do it, which is pretty simple, is you basically take a hot shower bath before you go to bed. You apply castor oil to your abdomen, and then you wrap that in a flannel cloth, and then you can heat up a water bottle or some kind of a heat pad, and then you basically lay that on top of you for about 30 minutes or so, or you can do it up to an hour really. And then that helps with detoxification, your digestion, circulation. It helps with inflammation and a lot of other things. So yeah, you can do it you can do it every day of the week, or you can do it 4 days a week, or whenever you have time. I would use it as often as you can, though, especially if you have chronic fatigue or anything. I notice a big difference, and it also helps relax you as well. Homeopathy, it seems like a lot of people are trashing on it lately. I'm not a huge fan of homeopathy, but I do think it works in some cases. Just like with a lot of treatments, a lot of natural treatments, you'll get varied results due to a number of different factors, and a lot of these haven't been studied as well as, say, medications and other stuff like that. Not to say that, because are some good medications out there, and then there's some good natural treatments. But homeopathy, it's a little bit out there, but it's based on this concept, and it was developed in the 1800s or the 1700s by like cures like, and that if you have a substance that causes symptoms of a disease and you take that, it'll help cure that, which is a little bit out there, but they basically use these dilutions and other stuff. I use these bioplasma cell salts, which is a mix of like all the different kinds, and then they put it in tablet form. You can also take it like in liquid or oil form, but I haven't tried that, and it seems to help with migraines and headaches and fatigue and helping hydrate me. But and that is what I add to my electrolyte mix as well. I may include a link to that as well. Oil pulling is something that I think a lot of people have talked about lately, and it seems like it's a relatively new natural treatment. It's basically you can have sesame oil or coconut oil in your mouth, and then you hold it there for about 10 to 20 minutes, about a tablespoon of it, and you can swish it around and then you spit it out, and it helps like it has like antiseptic products, so it's like a natural mouthwash, but it can also help with detoxification and TMJ problems and a bunch of other stuff. Another one is it's a treatment, but it's also like a spiritual practice, which is meditation, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can listen to binaural beats, which I'll get to in a bit. You can just listen to some relaxing music like Zen music and kind of zone out. But I think it's really helpful. I sort of use, like, I guess you should say, stoic mindfulness or stoic meditation, and just try and not get too attached to things. Well, that sounds kind of weird, but not get too attached to things, or not zone out, or if I feel shitty, or I kind of just sort of ignore it, or I kind of accept it, and doesn't seem to have that as much power over me. And also, I think that if you get into higher levels of meditation, like with binaural beats, it can also help heal your mind, body, and soul, and do a lot of good for you. And the fifth one I talked about, fifth one, yeah, binaural beats, which is something that I've used for a few years for quite a few different purposes. They're discovered, I think, in the late 1800s, and then someone really didn't study it or do much more on it until the 70s. And it's basically, if you introduce frequencies to, say, your left and right ear, and it's in the audible level, and there's a difference less than 30, then that difference will create whatever brain state is in that frequency range. Say, for instance, I have a graph on the hub page, but say like, I can't remember, but it's the alpha brainwave frequency is like 7 to 12 hertz or something like that. Then if you listen to binaural beats, then it will take you down, and it doesn't do it gradually. Some people ask me kind of silly questions, but I guess if you don't know much about it, you don't really what was I fucking talking? Anyways, if you don't know like how brain waves and brain frequencies work, it's not going to like warp your brain or something like that, and but it is pretty powerful. So if you have, like, say, chronic health issues or chronic fatigue syndrome, it may be a little bit harsh on you, so try and do something a little bit simpler. But basically, you can use it to help you fall asleep, can help with anxiety, and it can help with a lot of other things. And they have it in all sorts of different, like they'll have it at the higher frequencies where, you need help concentrate or focus. And then there's also like the meditative ones, and there's ones that sleep, and all in between. And the ones that do for the meditation generally gradually bring you down and then keep you in a really like meditative state. But I've found that because my brain fog is so bad, and I still haven't really fixed or worked on that much, it's really hard to do that, and it can kind of like almost cause a headache, I would say, but not always. It's hard to explain unless you really experience it. The Revolutionary Trauma Release Process was a book I was someone told me, Recovering Potsy, that's who it was, and she recently started a new YouTube channel and I think Facebook and website called Resolve to Heal, which is around chronic health issues, Lyme, stuff that I talk about and stuff that I deal with. But she did have a video on a bunch of books that have helped her, and one of them was The Revolutionary Trauma Release Process. It is a little bit out there because it's kind of like body work and energetic work to help with emotional issues and physical issues, but essentially you use it's to help relax and relieve tension in your body from traumatic experiences, and you do it for, I think, about a month or two, about once a day, and they probably only take about 15 or 20 minutes, and they aren't really that intense, but you want to do it after you do, say, an exercise of some kind, either weightlifting or something else, and do that at the end. But and then after about a month or two, you can do it like twice a week to get rid of any lingering or any other, if you encounter anything else, which I think is helpful because a lot of people I noticed with chronic health issues and chronic fatigue have a lot of things going on and often have a lot of anxiety, not over just dealing with it, coping with it, and treating it, but also outside perspective, because it's still very much misunderstood. And I know that from personal experience, a lot of people I don't know, it seems like if you don't, a lot of people, if they don't know that much about it or are very ignorant about it, say a lot of ignorant or stupid stuff. And sometimes it can be hurtful, especially if you're sensitive like me, or even if you're not sensitive. And so, yeah. So can be very helpful to deal with not only the mental aspect on a lot of levels. I actually haven't done it in a while because I sprained my ankle, and so I can't really lean my ankle that way. It doesn't really work out that way. But yeah, those are all the treatments I talked about on the second hub page. It'll probably end up being maybe an 8 or 9 part series, I think. And I'll discuss a lot more. There's a lot more that I want to talk about, so and write about. I don't know how long it'll take for me to write this because as of now, I'm still unemployed. I don't have much money. I'm working on getting my freedom payment soon. For those that don't know what it is, it's the monetized ad network that I'm on in this new channel. And so, if you've noticed in my videos, my brain fog is a lot worse. I haven't been as energetic, and in some of the videos, I think the Destiny video, you can notice that I don't really talk all that much because I didn't get enough sleep. And it's also, I don't get enough sleep. It takes me a long time to fall asleep. Then when I wake up, I can't go back to sleep, or I can't take a nap, so it's like a vicious cycle. Hopefully I'll get some money in so I can get some supplements and other treatments, and I'm looking at all sorts of things, which I'll talk about on this channel and future videos. And I'm kind of rambling, but anyways, I'll include a link below to the second hub page. The second part, the first part, Naturogenics, and the electrolyte mix, because I've all mentioned all those below, and check it out. And yeah.